All right. Hello. Thank you, everyone, for watching AM 1660K Radio. Today, we have a very special guest from New York City Mayor Eric Adams. We'll be talking about some very important issues and topics which are directly related to Korean community and furthermore to all the New York City citizens. Good afternoon. Thank you so much for being here, Mayor Adams. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. And if I could say from the beginning, even before we get to the official part of the interview, I cannot thank the Korean community enough. Their support for my candidacy was overwhelming. And I saw their energy, their desires to deal with public safety, good quality education, support for small businesses, and just a clean, healthy city is in alignment with what I ran on. And from my visit to Korea, the same energy that I saw there about being family oriented, I see it here in New York City. So just thank you so much.
And we support you. I mean, we really would like to support your administration, and then we really support you, Mayor Adams. We'll get right into it. First question, Mayor, you have lifted the COVID-19 vaccine mandates for the New York City workers. What is your expectation from New York City citizens for COVID-19 vaccinations? And also, furthermore, how do we as citizens protect ourselves from new variants of COVID-19?
Right. And I believe that this is not the last we are going to see with COVID type viruses. And this is the new norm, and we need to be prepared for it. And there's no greater weapon than a vaccine. I am really proud of New York workforce. Over 96% responded to the call to be vaccinated. And I'm proud of New Yorkers. You know, and I know that New Yorkers don't like anyone giving them instructions.
Oh, yes, yes.
we believe in the freedom of making choices in general, but specifically when it comes down to what we place in our bodies. But over 80% of New Yorkers have received their primary COVID-19 series, and that says a lot. And we need to continue to do those things. We all stepped up when it was time to mask up. We stepped up when it was time for social distancing. We stepped up when it was time to go to eateries and do what was correct. So New Yorkers responded, and we need to continue to respond, pivot, and shift as these vaccines are coming to our focus.
And I can't thank you enough, Mayor. I mean, under your administration, I think we're recovering very well from the pandemic. And one issue that we had during pandemic was hate crime. Hate crime was a real issue for Asian Americans and also for other community members as well. Actually, me as a National Guardsman, I'm a National Guardsman, and I supported the COVID-19 missions, and we got activated as a National Guardsman. During 2020, I was in Army uniform, and when I was walking down the street, somebody actually cursed and spit at me while I was in uniform. Yes, crime, hate, as you know, that crime, hate has gone up 4% from last year. And it's not only for Asian American, but it's also totally in New York City citizens as well. So I know you have started the Breaking Bread and Building Bond program to bring the community together, but also to provide the experience to share each other's culture and to communicate. I just wanted to ask you, Mayor, what are your administration, others' plans to protect Asian Americans, but not only for the Asian Americans, furthermore, the whole New York City as well, to prevent the increase of the crime rate in New York City?
Well, first of all, it breaks my heart deeply that here you were wearing a uniform, that you watered the tree of freedom with your sacrifice. And in some cases, those fallen men and women of the military, they watered that tree with their blood. And for someone to look at that uniform and not see the nobility of your service and would do something as despicable as that, that is just really alarming and it's troubling. And it shows you the depth of hate. Hate is as injurious to the person who's being hated as the person who hate. Dr. King alluded to that. My goal is public safety. I believe that the prerequisite to our prosperity is public safety. It doesn't mean if it's hate crimes or the victim of a robbery, a burglary, or an assault. And we have done an amazing job moving the city in the right direction. When you look at what we're doing on the subway system, crimes on the subway system have dropped 40% year over year. We're seeing last year in 2022, we had over 40% increase in those we call predatory crime, robberies, burglaries, and things like that. We're seeing a steady decrease in those percentages. But giving numbers is no benefit to those who are the victims of these crimes. So we must not only bring down crime statistically, but we must bring down the feeling of unsafe that we have witnessed in the city. And I think we're moving more and more towards that area with the initiative that we have put in place to get guns off our streets, as well as going after those bad guys. But we need help from Albany. We need good laws that would keep recidivists and dangerous people in jail.
Yes. I mean, I really can't thank you enough, Mayor, for all the hard work that you're putting in for the New York City and all the great programs that you have started. It actually benefit us so much. And, you know, we're as you mentioned, we're moving towards the right direction. And, you know, and we would like to support your administration as much as we can from the Korean community. And our actually CAGNY leader, the president of the Korean American Association for Greater New York, is actually ending his second term. And we're going through an election process right now to electing a new Korean community leader who would be voicing our opinion in New York City. For us to, you know, support your administration, your great goals for New York City, is there anything that you would like to specifically ask from Korean community, specifically ask from how can we be participating in your administration as well to support the great plans that your administration has? And also, what are some of the ways that us as Korean American can voice when there's, you know, things that we need things to happen, or in order to kind of pitch what needs to happen for us and also for the New York City citizens?
No, great question. There are probably three primary areas that we can use your help. One, we want to speak directly to Korean Americans, either through your radio shows, your newspapers, or your television channels. We want to speak directly to the Korean Americans. And one of the initiatives we put in place is direct to me, connect with Eric directly. It is a system we put in place where one can sign up and they would be updated around things that's happening in the city, what our successes are, what the resources are. We don't want to be controlled by the three top major news outlets in print and the 4 or 5 in TV. We believe that we should be speaking directly to New Yorkers. And so we will encourage Korean Americans to sign up for this Eric Connect. This is how they can speak directly to me and hear from me. Second, participate in breaking breads, building bonds. I am so excited about this initiative. We want to do 1,000 dinners across the city, 10 people at each dinner, all coming from a different ethnic group and different background. And we want people to talk to each other. The more we talk to each other, we will learn from each other. Every time I'm around my Korean American friends, I just say it's unfortunate that other groups don't realize what a beautiful community this is. And we live in isolation. And I want us to really start cross-pollinating and communicating with each other. Lastly, Korean Americans are known for being small business owners. We want them to assist us in getting New Yorkers employed. And so we're creating a centralized database of all available jobs in the city. We want the Korean business people who are looking for employees to list their jobs there so that we can direct people to be interviewed and potentially hired for the position.
And Mayor, I really am very excited. I actually watched your press conference for the Breaking Bread and Building Bond program, and I am very excited. As you actually mentioned during the press conference, was that it may be 1,000 meals, but with 10 people, that's 10,000 people are involved with it. And as they go outside, you mentioned that they're becoming the ambassador for this program. And I couldn't really thank you enough how they will be the ambassador in their community to voice again how great this program is, and also how great the communication method is in order to kind of understand each other, and also not only to understand but also know their culture to understand. And I really can't thank you enough and thank you enough for programming this great program, and I am very excited.
Yeah, and that's the goal. Every Wednesday, I am on 34th Street between 7th and 8th Avenue, feeding homeless New Yorkers. And it takes an hour of my time. And so it's really inspired me to reach out to New Yorkers and say, let's just all donate 1 hour a week to do something for someone. It could be a senior in a senior center. It could be a person that's a victim of domestic violence. It could be tutoring children in school, helping them, those who have English as a second language. But these are the types of initiatives Breaking Bread, Building Bonds wants to inspire. We can just dedicate a small amount of time and we would do a large amount of good.
Yes. And I really appreciate that you would like to communicate directly to the citizens, not through the media, but directly to citizens. I think that's very important. And Army taught me open door policy. Open door policy, that is the key to success. And I am very, very excited that you are introducing this program to citizens, and also to communicate, listen from there to operate your administration. Thank you so much, Mayor.
Thank you.
And I want to, I really can't thank you enough, Mayor, for starting so many programs, the amnesty programs, and also this is not only just to make New York City better, but also you're making these programs to better the living conditions for New York City citizens, such as you made the amnesty program for the water bills, which will cut down a lot of bill problems for a lot of people out there that happened during COVID-19 pandemics, preventing use of plastic. That's making New York City so much better already. Hudson Tunnel project, President actually came here to announce that project, and that was the great moment. And also, as we mentioned a couple of times now, Breaking Bread and Building Bond program. And I can't really list all of the great programs out, but also, as you mentioned, the New York City Small Business Opportunity Fund, that's not only going to be funding the small businesses, but also, like you said, that will create jobs, for New York City citizens. And I have listed a couple of programs, but is there any other programs that you would like to highlight for our viewers? And also, what are some of the future plans and also goals that you have in mind to make New York City better?
No, thank you. And you listed some good ones. It's about putting dollars back in the pockets of everyday New Yorkers, from our reduced fare Metro Card program to the summer youth employment, to listening to our great Small Business Services Commissioner. We hired the first Korean American to be a commissioner here in the city of New York, and he is rolling out great plans. It was one of his brainchilds that came up with the whole concept and ideas about the $75 million small business fund. And he continues to lift up those who are part of Koreatown and Manhattan and the various businesses that's part of it. And we want to continue to listen to our small business services and listen to our small businesses as we make this a city that's friendly for small businesses to grow and large corporations to continue to expand.
Mm-hmm. And Mayor, and you have, created so many other events as well to welcome the community and also be engaged as much as possible as the mayor within the Korean community. You started the Lunar New Year event, and that was very precious for us because, we voiced to make the Lunar New Year as a holiday, and you have launched it in New York City, but now we're trying to make it into a national holiday, and I really can't thank you. I really can't thank you much for how we felt as a supporter when the mayor yourself actually supported this programs and hosted these programs. Mayor, lastly, I would like to open up any last comment that you have for the Korean community and also for AM 1660 K Radio.
I would like to close the way I opened. This community means so much to me. Their level of support to me as a mayor, but also your level of support to the city. The Korean American community is an anchor in our city, and it just adds to our rich diversity. You see nothing but giving back, contributing, really solidifying New York as being a place of diversity. And I just cannot thank you enough. I'm proud to be the mayor of the city of New York in general, but specifically one that was supported by the Korean American community.
Mayor, there is a short phrase that Korean Americans and also the overseas, the American soldiers in Korea, they actually say it together. It's called 같이 갑시다. It means let's work together. Can we call it out together? 같이 갑시다.
같이
갑시다.
갑시다.
Yes, thank you. We'll work together. Yes, we would like to work together, Mayor, and we support you 100%. And if you need anything from Korean community, we're here for you, Mayor. 같이 갑시다.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
You too.